Give a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
This is Karl with Believe in the Run.
And your mic is working, Karl. This is amazing. We're off to a great Monday.
Yeah, we're recording on a Monday.
Going up on a Monday.
Which is always questionable.
That's risky.
Yeah.
It's risky to do it.
It really is, because we don't know, at this point, we don't know what's happened this weekend. We could get some weird-ass story from Robbie right off the bat. Any cocaine in your pocket today?
Hold on. Let me check. Make sure I threw that out after the episode last week.
You mean gave it to Karl?
It's up in the trash can. You might want to get rid of that evidence.
I'm curious, like, how would you test? Like, because, like, I'm sure people who enjoy imbibing in cocaine, if they found that vial that you found, which was a pretty healthy amount, I don't know grams or anything, but I'm sure it was something like that.
I think it was like 10 ounces.
Like, do they, if you're into that, do you taste it and know what it is? Like, is that like in the movies when you're like,
that's what I did when I found that salt stick in Central Park that one time, just to make sure.
Yeah,
it was
that's
really?
Bananas.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. It was.
Dude,
salt.
how much would it take if we said, hey, Robbie, we've got this much money, you got to snort whatever's in that vial?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not risking it. You don't know
that could
these
kill
days.
you.
Karl, how much money would it get you to do
I mean, how high can you go?
Yeah, so none of that, but we do have plenty of shoe theft stories.
We do. The crime was insane.
We both live in the same neighborhood. All of us on this podcast live in the same neighborhood. And so Friday night, we had a shoe delivery because, of course, nothing gets delivered at a normal time, which normally a 5:30 delivery would be adequate.
Doable. I had to go to Theo's track meet, and you had
A kid's baseball game.
all right.
Yeah.
So we're doing the right thing as fathers.
So, and I actually left the house at 5:20 to do a commute run, basically, over to their baseball game, which is 5 miles away. And as you recall, it was, I don't know if it happened up in the county, but it was
It was raining.
a crazy thunderstorm.
Yeah.
But it was what I would call a microstorm.
Yeah. It was lightning, but it was
Intense.
as soon as I got out of the house, it started. So
Yeah.
I ran through that trash water of Baltimore up to my knees at some points, like just sloshing around. And I wore the Adidas Boston 13 because I thought this is a good getting wet shoe because it's like.
Do you have a good getting wet shoe, Karl?
Wearing it right now, the Peg 41 Gore-Tex.
Oh, okay.
That's getting dry.
Yeah. That would have been a decent choice. But when the puddles are so deep, you don't want the Gore-Tex. Then it doesn't get out.
That's true, yeah.
The Adidas 13, the Boston 13 is a pretty light, breathable mesh, sheds water. Because I was testing what we're going to talk about later, the Hyperion Max 3, but you don't want to wear that.
I mean, also
in the rain.
Yeah, it's a newer model that we're.
And a knit, it's a knit style upper, which is going to hold way more water.
Yeah, I would
Anyways.
agree.
So I left, and I was over at the baseball game. Come home from the game, and I'm not sure what your situation was, but there's a wall beside my house, and I see a box that's open, but I also see a shoe box beside it, and I thought, okay, maybe that's my shoe, maybe it isn't. Maybe they opened it and saw the box, opened it up, and were like, it's not anything valuable. Well, it was my box, delivery box, but the shoe beside it was a women's dress shoe.
We saw in the video.
Yeah,
Why that happened.
Like a high heel women's shoe. In what video?
Wait, a women's shoe in your running shoe box?
No, it was like the box, the delivery box.
What he's saying is someone took their shoes off and left their shoes next to the box.
No. It was another package they had stolen from another house.
They just didn't want that one.
Right. And so they upped their game by trading in leaving the pair of women's dress shoes for my shoes, which was the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5, by the way.
Ugh.
Supposedly we were only getting one pair of this shoe, one of the most popular shoes of the year. And so I'm obviously super annoyed, but being the, gentleman that I am, I was like, I'll find the owner of the dress shoes. So I posted that. Did you see that I posted that in the neighborhood Facebook group.
Yeah. Robbie, you spend more time on Facebook than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I just like to see what's going on.
I know you're like, if there was neighborhood watch.
That's basically what Facebook is.
No, that's what Robbie
That's
is.
all I use it for.
Robbie's on. He's like I will every once in a while get like an alert to go to Facebook, and it'll be like Robbie Redden just commented on Canton neighbors, and I'll be like, I know what happened.
Yeah. I like to keep tabs on what's going on.
So did you find the owner of the lady shoes?
Right. So I did find her.
Okay.
So somebody in the neighborhood recognized or knew that it was her package. And so I found her. All right. So I was going to arrange to meet her later in the day to pick them up. In the meantime, there was our friend Dave Carpenter had a anniversary party for his brewery.
Was that what I was at?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Mobtown Brewing 6th anniversary block party. So they had a huge party. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it looked rad.
Yeah.
I
You stopped by for a second.
Yeah.
And our trail reviewer, Matt Kaczarski, came down to go to it. And he parked in our neighborhood and then was walking down an alley to go to Mobtown. And he was like, there's a Saucony box underneath this deck. And he figured, I had told him that my pair got stolen. So he assumed it was possibly my pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So he goes to check the box, and beside it is a bunch of like women's clothing and packaging, like new packaging. Nothing in the box. It wasn't my box. It was our stability reviewer also gets his shoes sent to my house. So it was a pair of Hurricane 25s in a men's 9.5. And so those were gone too. Just gets worse. Meanwhile, the clothes that were the women's clothes that were beside it were the same order as the dress shoes that were delivered to my house.
Oh, so did you get her clothes
So
too?
she got her entire package back.
Wow.
I got nothing back.
Additionally,
Yeah.
Our house. So
Right.
we leave. We're gone for about 4 minutes, and we get the notification that
I get emails and text messages when things are delivered to the house.
Right.
And so I get the text and I'm like, oh man, now of course. But normally our FedEx
our neighbors
guy
also. Yeah.
leaves packages in the garage. But they put a photo on the text message, so I clicked into it, and of course it's a photo of the boxes sitting on our front stairs. And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
shoot.
And normally our neighbors are usually really good about, like, they have the code to our house and stuff, and just
Right.
will throw packages in.
Same.
So I was like, okay,
Wasn't worried about
not a
it.
huge deal.
Yeah.
We'll go to the track meet, and we weren't even. The track meet was only from, I guess we left around 5-ish, and
But it was delayed.
the track meet was over at like 8:30. We were home by like right before 9. But the packages were gone.
Yeah.
Our neighbor that has good cameras captured the person, so I seen what the person looks like.
Who, by the way, took your packages, went behind another building and put on the shoes.
That's
Yeah.
so
And
weird.
was wearing them around, which was either
So you think these are two different people?
what?
That stole your stuff and ours.
I don't know. That's what I can't figure out.
Because I think she would have taken. It was a woman. I think she would have taken.
Yeah.
The women's clothing that other
You would
lady
think,
had.
right?
Yeah.
So it might have been two different people. So the next part of the story is that I thought on Sunday, you know what? I'm going to go on Facebook Marketplace just to see if anything pops up. So I type in Saucony shoes. And of course, the first thing that pops up is a just listed Saucony Hurricane 25, which is obviously nobody has because it's not out yet. But it was a women's 7.5. And so I was very confused because I only requested a men's 9.5. So turns out that it was likely your pair of shoes,
Yeah.
Megan, that got stolen. Sure enough, but I couldn't stop thinking about this all day yesterday. Like, it was driving me crazy because I see the shoes. I know that somebody has them, is selling them for $85. it says media sample or whatever on the box.
Yeah, magazine shoes.
Magazine shoes. So it's like so infuriating to know that they have them, and that not only that, but I went through all their listings, and you can just tell that they're a reseller of stolen goods because it's all random new stuff that they're selling for like a fifth of the price of what it should cost. And I don't know. It's just, I could not let it go. Like yesterday, it was just stressing me out all day long.
I don't understand how you can't stop this person who's in business of reselling.
I mean, they probably can, but honestly, I'm probably the only person who's noticed like, oh, this person is just taking stolen goods and just reselling them on Facebook Marketplace.
But so if we can get the number from Saucony and it lines up with, because she freaking posted, like you said,
the sample
number on Facebook, then we should be able to do something.
Yeah, then we should.
Wait, why do we need the number? We know that nobody has those.
Yeah.
It's here.
I mean, that's probably
in the neighborhood, and they put them up.
Probably
for sale.
would be good enough. But here's the thing, and this is how they cover their tracks. The woman who has them can be like, "Oh, I just bought these off someone random," you know,
Right?
Because there's the video that we have of the person stealing it is not the same person.
Yeah, but like I don't know if you're watching Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV with John Hamm.
I'm not.
Okay, he's selling stolen goods to a lady who also fences stuff.
Okay, so same idea.
Like
A little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
In the show.
But yeah, I mean, we could hunt them down.
No, we could. Yeah, if it was the Endorphin Speeds, I would be personally.
I mean,
on my
they
way.
probably have. Oh, you think our girl was just?
I think
selling the thing?
honestly, I think that
It's
it
probably
might
two
have been a
different
different
people.
person.
Yeah.
Two different people, and that I don't know where the Speeds are or the other
The
hurricanes.
thing is, if it was a gentleman who stole your stuff, he'd have to be having a pretty small foot.
yeah, or just resell them for $10 and get whatever drugs you can.
What kind of drugs can you get for $10 these days?
Probably
Karl?
that
Why are you looking
cocaine
at
on the ground.
I'm just kidding. I should have traded him that cocaine vial for
I've
the
been like,
shoes.
put the box
Why'd you throw
down.
that out? I told you.
Who knew it was setting me up? Fate was setting me up for a deal further down the road. Yeah, so that's I think I would have made a good detective, because when I start thinking about something, I like cannot let it go. I mean, I would be an alcoholic and divorced, but I would be a good detective.
Wouldn't that be the story though?
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing though is, I mean, regardless that we have to deal with people like doing that kind of stuff, I wanted to get one of those boxes for the house that you can put deliveries in, but those are made for people who get like regular stuff.
Right.
Like I bought one and sent it back because I was like, none of the boxes that get sent to us are gonna fit in this thing.
Right.
So like, I don't know what the solution is. I thought about buying one of those little, package things, but they're small compared to the packages we get.
I mean,
we've been pretty lucky. And like I said, like the FedEx guy put stuff in our garage. And
that was the first pair of shoes I've ever gotten stolen, actually.
Yeah.
All right. As long as we're on packages, I'm going to complain again that I have not received my painting from UPS. That UPS is just like whatever, and that I cannot still. I'm gonna.
But you got your money back at least.
They sent the cost of shipping
Right.
and $100 since they lost the package, but that does nothing.
Yeah,
for
might
me.
as well give you a lollipop or
Yeah.
or a pack of
All that time. Yeah,
Pack
you
of
can't
juicy
get that
fruit.
back.
Yeah, like just find the painting, get it back. This is not cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That might be.
It's going to show up in like a year somewhere like crazy. It's going to be all damaged.
Like those pillars that show up in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
It's going to just be your painting
Yeah.
on top of a random mountain in Reykjavik or something.
Yeah, I have to.
I don't know.
It's tough because normally I would just like when I finish one, I'm not thinking about it and I just move on to the next. But like I'm ready to move on to the next, but I'm like,
Oh, so it stalled your artistic creativity
it's
too?
put a little wedge in it.
I could see that. I mean, I know what it feels like to
Work on something real
write
hard.
something like back in the day, especially when you're using floppy disks and randomly they would just disappear the entire paper you worked on. You know what?
Exactly.
People complain about shit these days, but the pain of losing like an entire paper that you spent like a whole week writing.
You know, what was the one that killed me?
like
worse.
Word would shut down or something.
So
Yeah, just gone.
before now a lot of times now if Photoshop or one of those programs shuts down, it has a short-term memory that it will pull back up what it just
It's
lost.
like a recovery file.
But like for the longest time when I first started working, like I would work on projects for the whole day and not save. And then all of a sudden the program would freeze or something. And I'd be like, no, no. And you'd sit there and I'd almost cry and you'd have to restart your computer and you just lost the entire day of work.
Yeah.
There would be so many holes in the drywall of this office if that were the case, still the case.
It's happened to me like a month ago with a video project.
Oh,
where
yeah.
I was not happy that day.
Dude.
What do you do when that happens?
You try to recover it if you can.
No, I meant like on a personal level.
Oh,
How do you respond?
I go to happy hour afterwards. Get
I
loaded.
honestly would I think I would punch a door as hard as I could and probably break my hand.
Yeah, that or just run 5 miles as hard as I can and just.
Also,
That's actually a
with
good way.
this, have you ever lost anything to demagnetization or whatever?
Oh, yeah. I have actually.
I
Like-
have not.
You don't even think about it. You put it next to something that's like got
Magnetic.
a magnet. Yeah, and you wipe it clean.
The old floppy disk.
Yeah.
Even cassette tapes.
Oh, right.
You had to keep them away.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
You know,
It's a little too far back.
You had
for
to be
us.
like a nuclear physicist to basically keep anything in your any personal items.
I was just thinking about, here's the craziest thing. So I was thinking about time because we talked about Interstellar and stuff like that. But I was thinking about time and how now, because we always have cameras on us, and for me, it's like, okay, you go for a run and maybe you film that run. And it used to be that moment was lost to time forever. But now we record it and you can relive the different things. And as we progress as a society, we're capturing more information and storing more information. And I'm like, at what point will time sort of be irrelevant because we will have documentation of everything and be able to go backwards and forwards whenever we want?
But it's not a literal backwards and forwards. It's like in memory. Yeah. I mean, like,
It is,
You're
but
not in that moment.
what becomes reality, though, like when you go back and look at your Tokyo photos when we went to the Tokyo Marathon, you interpret them from where you are now.
oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know, but I'm just thinking, like, what doesn't get recorded these days?
I mean, I don't know. Do you mean just like as activities or
Just
anything?
like, I think you could, there's,
You know, I was thinking about this because somebody was mentioning how, like Gen Z or millennials, like, or I guess more Gen Z, but when they do like TikTok stuff, dances or pranks or whatever out in public, it's like there used to be some sort of level of shame where
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, I'm kind of embarrassed to do this. Even like I feel like that if we're
Yeah.
recording something sometimes.
Yeah.
But because that's their reality, like since they've grown up, is just recording in public and doing ridiculous, like that's the reality is the online world. So it's
Yeah.
not weird to do things in public because that like the public space is a totally different space in which they exist.
Yeah.
Like all their lives are on the
That's so
online
weird.
world.
Feed, yeah.
So that's like, it's not embarrassing.
We
What's
jumped on-
embarrassing is if you do something on Instagram or, or TikTok.
well, so when
And-
I got on the bus for when we were in London to go to the start, there was a woman filming herself doing TikTok. And I thought that was so funny that I filmed her filming herself because, like, it is weird to see someone interacting with their phone like it's their best friend. And so I get on the bus and she like pulls out the camera in front of her. Something. She's like, "I'm here going off," and you're like seeing her do the whole thing. And you're like, "Oh, it's like bizarre because like you see it from one perspective, and then I know that when you digest it as content, how it looks as
Right.
content looks totally different.
Right.
But watching someone do it and put on their show face and then hit stop and see
Well,
them
you got called out when we were in London having breakfast after our shakeout run.
Yeah.
And you set up your camera to film.
Well,
Everyone was like,
it's in the.
"What are you
it's-
doing, dude?"
It's in the video. Well, I did. I'm like, I put the camera down and we're having breakfast, and they're like, "Hey, why are you?" I'm like, "That's how I get to events like this."
Yeah. I mean, even just the idea of somebody walking around and talking in their earbuds, like 20 years ago, you were a douchebag if you had a Bluetooth
Yeah.
headset.
or insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird time because I remember getting a Bluetooth headset with my Razer phone, and you put it on, and you felt like
threw it out immediately, right?
Well, you're like, I'm in the future. Look at it. It's like the Jetsons. And then you start seeing people with them, and you're like, oh, this is not a good look. But it took a minute to be like.
Wait, you had the thing with like the microphone?
No, it
would-
was like a little teardrop shape thing.
Yeah.
So it was just like this. But like with the Razer phone.
But it only went to like right here.
Yeah.
Like just it's like 2
Okay.
inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like a full headset microphone.
No, I did have to use
He's
it.
working in a call center.
Yeah, when we did the mortgage thing, like you had the headsets.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be on phone all day, it's,
yeah.
No,
it's
that makes
easier.
sense, yeah.
But there's no way that you don't look like a D-bag.
Especially in public if you're like just walking around. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like how has that become acceptable? And it's
I think because everybody knows now, like what you're doing. I think I think especially for older generation, you look at it and it's very selfish almost.
yeah.
Like self-absorbed.
Well, it's also kind of like isolating. It's almost like the same, like when people walk around with headphones on listening to music and you're in like a public space, it's like you're in your own little world.
Yeah.
And
kinda hate
you're
it.
not, it's like I know tons of people wear headphones for races and stuff, and that's fine, whatever. But like I feel like you miss out on half of the experience if you have music blaring in your ears and you're not like taking in the crowds or.
And then people are like, well, you could use the shocks, but the sound on those.
I hate those
No,
things.
that's the worst.
That's a trash.
Sorry, shocks, but
Yeah.
I hate the product.
They will never sponsor us. Sorry.
You saw Jared's text message about the land of broken toys. Shocks was one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke. But the Bose Open earbuds are amazing.
Yeah.
Those are, if I was going to go for those.
I can't find. I know they're in my house somewhere, and I
Dude,
can't
mine
find
are
them.
gone too.
I still have mine.
I have them. I just like misplaced them, and I cannot find them.
I
And it's
like-
driving me crazy because they don't have a find your thing on them.
But I will tell you, those were media samples.
Yeah.
I love them so much that I'm on the edge of going
should do
ahead
it.
and buying a pair.
They go on sale now every now to
Do they?
like $220. You can get them for cheaper.
Oh,
Sometimes.
that's better. Okay,
Yeah.
because like once if the tariffs hit, things $1 million.
That's true. That's a good point. What was I going to say about the headphones? Oh, I've been to run clubs before where everyone's
headphones?
wearing earbuds
And, like, not
during
talking
the
to each
run,
other?
and I was like,
What's the
"What-
point?"
What is happening here? It was not talking to each other. I was like, why are you even here?
Yeah. Just go on a solo run.
Right.
All right, first check in. Let's just go back to the basics. How's your breathing going? If you're going a little too hard right now for an easy run, that means you couldn't talk to people and your breath is heavy. So why don't you just slow it down if you're having trouble breathing and just relax into the pace and let it build back up. And before you know it, you'll be breathing heavy again because we all like to just kind of speed it up. But try to control your breath.
All right, this week is sponsored by SWIFTWICK.
Dude, I heard they have one of the most technologically advanced socks ever known to mankind.
I was just reading the Flight XD socks description on the website, and it turns out you are correct.
Yeah.
The Flight XT is the most technologically advanced sock ever developed, providing all-around stability with their proprietary grip drive fiber and ankle lock technology.
That's pretty amazing. Think about it. While we're out there just goofing around, there's somebody who actually cares about socks and is.
I will say I've had a pair of the Flight XT socks that's probably like 8 years old at this point.
I thought this was a new sock.
No, that's their like staple sock. I think the crew they have variations on it. Like
It's a new length, I
yeah, the-
believe, that just came out.
the mid crew.
That's the one I love.
The mid crew is pretty solid. Yeah.
I mean, all their socks are amazing, and like we said, it's like our number one choice for race day,
But if it ain't crew,
training day, all the days. So yeah, if you want to try a pair, you can go to swiftwick.com/collection/believe. We'll also include a link in the description, and the drop listeners get 15% off their first purchase with code BELIEVE15
yeah, these are marathon tested.
and approved.
Yes.
That was weird, but it's been a while. I did.
Have you seen? I wouldn't mind doing a group run if they did those, you know how they have the
Like
ones
everyone's
that-
listening to the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you do, like there's a DJ. And when we were at London, the rep running guy running with a backpack, even though normally I hate like speakers on a run, the sound was so good quality. Like
I didn't like it though when I wanted to talk to someone and it was
Yeah.
like blaring.
If
in
it's
my,
if it's like bike party like in Baltimore, or if it's like the whole purpose of the run is like a huge party vibe, I could be okay with it.
okay,
But if it's supposed to be just a communal group run type situation, then
but I think if you had
speakers.
say like the Bose open ears,
yeah,
and then you had a DJ for the run so that everybody's hearing the same
okay.
playlist, and then you can also talk to people.
It sounds too.
Too,
that's a lot of layers.
are we doing too much?
It's too much, man.
Doing too much. All right.
Yeah.
Just go for a run
dude,
with some
just-
friends.
Remember,
Shoes on and just go outside.
remember rock and roll marathons where they'd have bands every few miles?
Why don't they do that anymore?
That's cool. Yeah.
I don't know, but
That sounds
what we
cool.
should do is just get a band and then you run around it. So
No, I
They
always
change songs every 5 minutes.
I always thought it would be the best
As-
thing
as would
ever
be.
to have, because I listen to
yeah, big
two
booty
friends,
mix.
the DJs, and it's just like mixes of popular songs. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought if there was like, maybe it'd have to be like a looped course, but in some way they had speakers along the course and it's all, everyone's listening to the same thing and it's all this like pump up music. That would be fun.
That's an interesting idea, actually.
It's like a dance party /
Like
run.
a rave.
Yeah, but you're running.
Yeah, instead of dancing.
And you'd probably be so fast because you're so pumped up.
Yeah, plus all that MDMA.
I was gonna say that's what's gonna make
Diplo
me
will be
fast.
there handing out something special in
Mushrooms.
the beginning.
If you did that Lake Montebello, that would actually probably work.
Yes.
You can also do the Canton Loop, which, by the way, we are doing the Global Running Day again, and that is June 4th.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that crew challenge thing. So if you're in the Baltimore area, or even if you're not in the Baltimore area, get your ass here and come run some loops.
The
with
first
us in the park.
Wednesday of June every
Yeah.
year.
Like
Okay.
a month from now.
Global
basically.
Running Day. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. It's
We'll
on a
post.
Wednesday.
We'll post some info about it.
I actually ran 30 miles last week, which I think was like the first time in
Way to go.
months.
Nice.
Look at Robbie. What's going on?
Not much. I will say I've been trying to run. I would take 2 or 3 days off a week, and I think every time I take a day off, it really like my legs feel horrible.
The next day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the opposite effect.
I feel that too. Like I found with races, they usually want you to not run, and so like you start tapering down.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the run is worse.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like you kind of have to figure your body out.
I feel like even just taking a day off, it feels like my legs are heavy and it's hard to. And then when I get back and I take another day off, it's
Well,
like
you
I
ran
can
in
never feel good.
The Streakfly,
I did, yeah,
and you had some fast 30-second repeats.
yeah. I love that. I really enjoyed that shoe for quick repeats.
Is it going to be a 5K shoe? Like, are you planning on any races? Because it seems like you're doing a little more speed work and stuff lately.
I would like to run just at least a fast 5K just to see what it would be like. I would run in that shoe. I also want, the Evo Pro 2 or Pro Evo 2 would be great to test out in that situation. But the Streakfly was really nice. My calves were killing me because it keeps you up on your forefoot, like right up on it. So that took a few days to come back around. But then yesterday I did a long run with my kids. They rode their bikes and we went up to the NCR trail and I just did 5 out and 5 back. And I think I'm going to mess around with this idea some more because it's a good way to
What's this idea?
of just my kids bike beside me on the long runs. So it's like you're killing two or three birds
Did
with
they
one
like
stone.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
They had a good time.
I
I mean, we stopped for snacks a couple times, but just short breaks. So it's not quite a run the whole way through, but it's the mileage is there.
What shoe did you wear for that?
The Hyperion Max 3.
Okay.
And it was okay on that crushed stone and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Robbie, I did the same thing. I ran NCR this weekend. In
Did
that
you?
Shoe. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I did 10 miles, 5 up, 5 down, back to my car.
That's funny.
Literally the
You
same
should have
thing.
you should have
Yeah.
joined the family run.
Man,
When did you
seriously,
go?
next time. Yesterday.
Okay, I went Saturday.
You could have had snacks.
I know, dude. What kind of snack? What are
Yeah.
we talking here?
We had some chewy granola bars, since that's basically candy.
Yeah.
Morton bars, essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same idea.
Yeah.
Oranges and I think bananas. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Very cool.
Well-rounded snack situation.
Sounds pretty good.
I mean, as long as we're talking about the Hyperion right here.
Wait, the other
Right.
thing is that that water filter company sent
Yeah.
us more water bottles.
Okay.
And so I tested that out.
On what?
On the creek water.
Oh.
That's what it's meant for.
I know, but that just seems crazy.
Yeah, the color of
Unnecessary.
that water did not.
That's literally what the whole thing is meant for.
Unnecessary.
Wait, so when you're drinking
would
it,
start with
is it a
tap water.
crazy color?
Start.
No, it was like the clear, like side creek going into the main gunpowder. But it's like you just, like it has, so the whole setup, by the way, the company's called Epic Water Filters.
Were you like, I haven't been sick in a while, let's roll the dice?
Yeah.
I seem to be running okay.
That's
not
the whole,
traveling anymore for a
it's
while,
the whole
right?
point of a water filter
I
is to
know,
filter
but
water.
I don't know.
So there's one that's just meant for normal tap water.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's like more heavy duty, like
That's
every
the,
contaminant.
That's the one that goes bip pop, bip pop, bip pop, bip pop.
I know,
What
sorry.
was that?
You know, like it's got an accordion fold to it.
Oh, okay, I see. Like the actual filter.
The one filter that's good for everything is the one that has an accordion fold to it. The other one's kind of smooth gray, right?
I don't know, but I checked. It said it was the one that filtered out 200 contaminants for any fresh water source. So it worked well.
So you drank it.
Yeah.
You're
How
still
did the
here.
water? How did the water taste?
It actually, I tasted pretty much just like normal water. Yeah, I don't think it tasted any different.
I would like to try this experiment again, but Karl and I will be upriver a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say there have been times when I just drank straight creek water, which is a terrible idea.
Oh,
but
geez.
I just remember
when I was dying.
I remember Robbie one time was on the Ober Hills Trail, and you went to splash water on your face and
Oh, crack.
headbutted
Crack my
a rock.
Well, I went under. It was at that waterfall up in Patapsco. Waterfall in quotes. For Maryland in Patapsco. What's that thing called? By the swinging bridge.
I don't know what it's called, but we ran up to it, and Robbie's like, "It's only if we go this way, it's about a half mile out. We can run to this little waterfall." And we were with a group of people from out of town. We're like, "Okay," and then like we hit the half-mile mark, and I'm like, "Robbie, what's going on?" And he's like, "I think it's a little further up." Ended up being like a 3
You
mile.
talking about the speed lane one?
Yeah.
that was two different. The one where I cracked my mouth was a different time.
Okay.
but it's same place.
Okay.
But I do. It's like deep enough where you can like kind of go under the water, and
Okay.
I went to like not die, but just like put my head under the water and just smacked a rock right into my mouth.
Jeez.
cut my lip pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So check the water, kids.
Goodness.
But yeah.
Freak accidents.
My teeth hurt thinking about it.
Yeah. I didn't like that story.
I don't like it.
Oh, dude, I got hit in the mouth with a metal bat when I
No,
was
no,
like
no,
five.
no, no.
We're good. We're good.
That feeling never leaves you.
No, I
I
can't.
believe
That's
that.
like nails on a chalkboard.
When I was a little kid,
And I told my dad never to do it again. No, it was obviously a random neighborhood kid.
my sister's left-handed, and we were playing wiffle ball.
Yeah.
But like as a kid, you know, you'd stand. I was standing on the side that you'd stand behind a right-handed batter, and she came around with that bat.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah.
just whammy right in the face. Is that how it happened?
Yeah,
to
I was
you?
playing catcher and a kid swung around, just the bat came back, right? Yeah. It was not good.
Yeah, I think there were some tears that night.
But anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But you're
don't-
running.
Don't be near baseball bats. Don't be swimming in the creeks without checking.
Use your water filters.
Do use your water filter if you're gonna drink out of a creek water.
Well, as long as we're on the Hyperion here, and you did the NCR, Karl, you did the NCR.
Yeah.
I wore it for both my runs this weekend. But by the way, getting back to running, the first run after taking
Oh yeah,
like the week off after London felt like complete garbage, and I thought I was going to feel good. I'm like, oh, you got all those miles in your leg, you give yourself some rest, you get out there. I don't know if it's a humidity here or whatever, but I was just like, this is horrible. But luckily for me, the second day was a lot better. How was it for you, Meg?
I mean, I ran super easy, so I mean, I thought it was fine, and I didn't run far, so just easing back into it.
Yeah. And you've been wearing the Hyperion a lot. Yours colorway is much prettier than ours.
I
like
love
that
how
one.
it looks. I
That's
will
the-
say there's some severe inspiration in the upper from Asics, and I would say also Hoka in the midsole.
I don't get the Asics part as much.
Have you seen the Nimbus upper? Look at that. The top of that around the collar, ankle.
Okay, I get I get that part. That does make sense.
Look, so Megan's version, it's pretty much the same color as the men's version, but
Just
she has
with
like a
that
nice
backing.
cream heel cup and cream laces, where ours has the black. But I think this one looks really nice.
Yeah, women's
I like that one.
Is real nice. I agree with you on the Hoka part. The midsole does feel a bit Cielo-ish.
Yeah.
Or
I
Skyward X.
thought I would go more Skyward X than Cielo.
And it reminds me in many ways of the SC Trainer, but maybe not as soft.
I think in between,
Yeah.
in between the first and the second one.
Yeah.
V1 and V2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in between there.
It has that rocker, pretty.
Yeah, this
nice
has
rocker
Piba
thing.
Gold in it.
Has
It does. Piba Gold, and then what's the other one called?
It's
the
the Flash, right?
Yeah.
whatever
Flash V2 or
the newest iteration
Okay.
of Flash.
So Piba
Yeah,
Gold
Flash
sounds
V2.
like a cereal or something that you would eat. Like,
Oh yeah, like
you know,
golden.
pour me a
golden
bowl
grams.
of Piba Gold or was it?
Well, there was Sugar Golden Crisp, which was excellent, and then there was Golden Grams.
what is this one called?
It's DNA,
DNA
gold,
Gold.
and then DNA Flash V2. So it's 100% Piba right under the foot, and then beneath the plate is a nitrogen infused EVA.
The Pibo it is nice. I like the. Which is that the first time we've run in DNA Gold?
No, we've had it in the HP.
Oh, that's right. The Hyperion Elite.
Yeah, HB.
HE4.
Yeah,
PB.
yeah.
Yeah, PB.
The HE4 PB.
Elite
Yeah.
4 PB.
Too many.
Yeah.
Too many. We started.
Too much.
We
too
got
much.
so many.
We're doing too much.
Yeah. This also has a plate in it, but it's not like a carbon plate. It's more like that TPU.
Speedball.
Yeah,
please.
Speedball is what they
Speedball.
call it.
Yeah, I think my first run in this was just not a good day, and I didn't really enjoy it. But then ever since then, I've run 4 times in it, including that long run. I think
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you something,
pretty
Robbie.
good.
I felt like the first run in it was okay. I think this is a shoe that actually breaks in a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of loved it the first time.
you're right.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I did 8 miles out the box,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is great.
I think it felt a little heavy to me for whatever reason, but I think that was just me on that day.
All right, so why I think it matches up to Skyward X and the trainer is because of that formulation of the midsole. So you've got that super trainer formula where you've got good foams, you've got a plate, and then you've got more of like a stability foam. So it really has that good daily mile feel to it.
Yeah. Here's my problem with the shoe is that I feel it's not so much a problem with this version. It's that the first version was too close to the regular Hyperion.
Elite.
Yeah.
It was just like,
The regular Hyperion or Hyperion Elite?
well, kind of both.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, didn't set itself apart. This shoe does, but it's nothing like the last version.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels nothing like
Yeah.
the previous one.
Well, yeah.
And I did love the previous one, but you didn't.
I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I think this is a huge step forward.
I just don't think, I thought the last version was kind of a tempo shoe, like a little bit faster, and this one is more of a trainer.
Did you try picking up the pace in it at all?
Yeah.
I was doing some strides in it. And I was like, this feels really good.
I was going to say, I think they're
yeah.
touting it as like a tempo shoe.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing. I did like strides
Really?
at the end, but it's not, it wasn't like I see where you're. I never wore the 2, but just looking at it, I could see what you're saying.
Again, this is a one I think could be an option for people who maybe don't want a super shoe for race day, but want something that's going to be comfortable and
Yeah.
good for that distance. I think this is a great long run shoe. The thing that I think separates it apart, the Skyward X is heavy, where this feels a lot lighter on the foot. This feels like a sporty Skyward X. I'd almost go to the Cielo X1 if it was a little more bouncy.
Yeah.
But I think this is a really fun shoe for the category.
Yeah. I do think that they should have stuck with that upper from last year for one more round, though. 'Cause,
The kind of yarny knit.
yeah, I think that was a little bit more breathable, maybe.
This one's super comfortable, though.
What I was surprised about this
Yeah.
one is, again, I feel like it has a narrow build, but Meg with her wide feet was fine
Yeah, I had no issues.
with this. So
Okay.
I don't know. The shoelaces, though, are entirely too short.
That's my major complaint.
Oh, mine are fine. Look, those are double knotted.
Yeah, mine were short as well.
I think I might switch them out. Actually,
I might do the same,
because
yeah.
I like the shoe.
Yeah.
Normally, I wouldn't care and just be like, whatever. But this is a shoe that can gobble the miles.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Did you
Turkey
weigh it?
time.
I haven't weighed it, but do we have the scale down here? We can throw it out.
Well, I know what ours is.
There's-
Oh, what's ours?
Why don't you take a guess? If you said it was lighter than the Skyward, like how much do you think?
Not that much. I'm going to say it's 10.8.
Get the hell out of here, dude. 10.8.
All right, there we go.
Wow.
What's that? Do you know what that is in grams?
No. I don't
According
mess
to
with
their specs, men's 9 is 9.9 ounces, and a women's, I guess their sample size
Sounds
is
about right.
7.5
Yeah,
is
10.8.
8.8 ounces.
Yeah, it felt like 10.8 to me, like that.
Like
It's
slightly
not
under,
quite. Like I think the Skyward X was mid 11s to high 11s,
yeah, it was.
and then
Just think of all that time and effort and decades of experience, and you can finally get the weight of a shoe. What a lifetime achievement!
I nailed it at Kip Run too.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you guessed.
With my hand is basically
a scale. Yeah,
A
why, we
scale
don't
is
even
fine.
need
You
one.
You don't need
yeah.
one anymore. You just whatever Tom.
A couple more stats on that guy. It's 4640. 6
okay. Yeah,
millimeter
because
drop.
somebody was asking about that. I'm like, they said, is it 40 millimeter? I'm like,
No,
I think
it's
it's a lot
Yeah,
bigger.
I mean, look at that stack. So
Do you know what's crazy? I've gotten so used to this much stack that doesn't sound or look crazy to me. I remember when the Prime X first came out, and you're like, look at the size of that heel. Now I'm just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
What did you say it was?
4640.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, that's
6
crazy.
millimeter drop, and then
I didn't realize that.
I felt that.
Here's
yeah,
why I realized
it felt high.
I mean, now that you mention it, yeah, it makes sense. but-
Theo wasn't wearing shoes, and he's close to 6'3", and I'm not. I'm probably closer to just 6. And I put these shoes on. I was like, yeah, here we go. I'm back in charge.
Nice.
I guess I don't actually own a ton of like high stack super trainers. So it was the feeling, yeah, when I put it on was like nice.
It just makes it more fun,
Yeah.
I think.
I also like walking around, especially like, again, with the extra stack. I walk up to Megan like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm
Yeah.
Like,
Big dude
like
in the
of me
house.
of all people,
Yeah.
that's not where you need the stack.
Right.
I do. I like it. I'm
You
like,
assert your
Tower
yeah.
over you. Assert-
assert your authority, man.
I have this
Yeah.
much authority when I'm not wearing shoes. This much when I
Yeah. So yeah, nothing says authority like a neon orange pair of Brooks
High
running
heels.
shoes.
True.
I got those. Yeah, I should have given you those high heels that I found.
Oh, yeah.
you sitting on top of your game right
Dude,
now.
I don't know what it is, but I will always take extra.
High
Like if you can give
heels?
me some more, I'll always take it.
Oh yeah.
These are coming out July 1, and they will be $200.
Okay.
Okay, so you got those Adidas shoes the Gazelle style ones. Were they Gazelles?
Gazelles, yeah.
All right. And the trend right now, people are going from chunky heels down to slimmer looking shoes, which I don't necessarily love this trend because I've really gotten used. I like putting on a shoe and getting that extra inch or whatever, but like, how did it feel like comfort wise to wear those around?
I mean, it was better than I thought it was, but yeah, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say comfort.
What's your favorite non-running lifestyle or like active?
Oh, the 990 V6 for sure.
What about? Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I thought I was alone there.
No, it's like the most comfortable shoe ever.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What about
this?
you, Meg?
I will say these Asics. I love these shoes too.
Yeah, the gels,
The which one is this?
the gel light.
GT 2160.
I have those too. I like that one.
I love that shoe.
That's the Paris one we got.
Yeah.
I do like that one, but I think out of laziness, I just grabbed the 990. Like it goes.
Yeah.
It just kind of works with everything.
You also can just slip it on without having to tie it, which I'm a slip
Yeah,
on
Yeah,
I did do
dude.
that.
That's why I hate wearing I love the Nordas 001s, but those are shoes that you have to tie every
Definitely
time.
have a tie.
Yeah.
So Meg, what about you? I see you're wearing a lifestyle New Balance one.
I forget what number these are.
That is, I forget,
Got to be on the tongue.
not 471, but
You and Meg Feathers have this
Can
one.
you see it?
No, I can't. Hold on.
is it?
It's
I'll Google it.
I need
but,
like
Yeah,
you know
Google
the like iNature
Those-
app. I need that for
those-
shoes.
those aren't as comfy as the
like I
this
feel like
phone.
lifestyle shoes are all pretty much the same to me. Like I don't
Okay.
feel like they're more are much more comfortable than any others.
Well, the 990 is like that has fuel cell.
It's
like,
not real
that's
fuel
a
cell, though.
Yeah, but it's like it's not just a basic.
Yeah.
It's nicer.
They've upgraded a little
Yeah.
bit.
They
What
have
about
that-
you? What's your favorite?
No, I'd probably go with the 990 right now. But you're talking as far as like running shoes for casual or like
Or just
running-
casual, or just.
Yeah, for like if you're.
I don't
just-
consider the 990 a running shoe though. Would you?
No, I don't.
No.
I consider. I mean, I wouldn't wear it to run. I'm not.
You could
I'm
if
not.
you
Well,
needed
no,
to, but
they
yeah.
have one of the employees wears it. I don't know why she does it, but she
I
does.
know.
Really?
And then yeah,
For running.
for running, like
Wow.
she ran the Brooklyn Mile in it, and
Okay.
and
does
the
stuff like
track, the track race.
Sorry. So what would you say, Carl?
Oh yeah, so 990s for sure. But my dancing shoes when I go to shows, I still rock the Chuck Taylors.
Oh,
Okay.
Converse, yeah, those
Nice.
are classic.
see, yeah,
Stable.
Chucks and Vans were everything to me growing up, but that was also skateboard days.
Yeah,
I was never a Chucks guy. Just van. When I was during my band days, it was just Vans
I wore a lot of Vans too, but
because they were dirt cheap and
Dude, I
kind of went with everything.
I went with white Chucks and black Vans, and when I say Vans, like the old lace.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same ones that I would
Okay.
usually wear.
I
Yeah.
didn't know if like there was a generation you guys were more like that. And I did love my skate highs.
Skate eyes were cool.
Yeah.
Those were dope.
I had blue ones.
These are the 327s.
327s for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now you know when we're getting dressed in the morning and we're not going for a run, we're still wearing running shoes pretty much, but
Yeah.
not the.
I feel like there's another pair that I'm trying to figure out, but I'd say the New Balance and these Asics are what I usually.
I think of lifestyle shoes, New Balance definitely has my favorites from the brands.
Yeah. The 990 is such a good shoe because it literally you can wear it for anything.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about it? It wears in well. It's like a pair of Levi's. Like
It really does.
the
Yeah.
more you wear it,
Yeah.
I think the better it looks.
So speaking of wearing it in, you know how dirty shoes is like the cool thing now or whatever?
Okay.
Like even making new shoes that look dirty
Yes.
is a thing. I think we saw in the running culture thing, there was like a Adidas Evo SL launch with a looked like it got run over by a NASCAR like
Yeah.
45 times. And then there was that Nike Air Max that came out, the white one that was all dirty that you clean up when you get it. It's like, okay.
What is happening?
Let me ask you if this is my theory on this. So I feel like if you have the means or capital to buy any shoe you want, that it's almost a flex to show that
you don't.
need to wear those. You can just wear a dirty ass shoe all the time. And it's almost, does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of like it almost like the wealthy prep school look where the jacket's got wrinkles in it and the shirt's half untucked and
Right.
you know your chinos are well worn in.
Yeah. It's like I can, but I choose not to. It's
Right.
that idea. I think that's what the whole thing is.
The dirty look?
Yeah, on high end like fashion, like certain shoe, like I don't know, yeah, hard to buy shoes or whatever.
So you're paying more to look like you don't care.
Yeah.
But that's the idea is
That's
that
the whole thing.
yeah,
But also like say you're super rich and you don't have time to wear in a shoe because you're constantly, you know, wearing multiple pairs of shoes and all that kind of stuff. So it's almost like, let me get something that makes it look like I'm not always in brand new stuff.
yeah.
Like that I have character.
And here's why. Here's how I know, because I feel like, while not rich, I feel like we're shoe rich, and I found myself doing this possibly unintentionally, but like those Adidas Boston 10s that are like kind of beat the hell, and they're a random Boston from 3 years ago. I feel like I like wearing those a lot because it's like and I don't know why. I mean, and part of it is maybe just saying, look, I don't care. Like it's just.
I think there's parts.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're like, look, if I need to, I could.
Right.
And it's that kind of attitude. I think that's why you have that is because you are secure in the notion that if you need to be wearing the latest and greatest, like if you wanted to really flex, walk outside with your Evo Pro 2s,
Right.
and walk around, you'd look like a dick.
Yeah.
Like, but you show up in like the other ones. But what I like about a shoe that's been beaten up. It's kind of like, I like the story between like some of these shoes I've taken all over the world. You know, they've been with me in different things. So I have an emotional attachment to them in a way, like the same way I keep all my marathon shoes. It's like we're buds now.
And by the way, I am fully aware of how pretentious it sounds to even say something like that. It's absolutely absurd. But I don't know. I feel like
It's a good theory.
I found myself wearing more beat up shoes than like just nice, I don't know, newer pairs of shoes that are cleaned up and look good.
I got called bougie in London.
Did you?
Yeah, by alley fella, I think.
For doing what?
Remember they're like, you know, you're bougie or something. I forget what it was.
I guess that's a
remember.
compliment.
I don't know that it was. All right, second check-in. It's the time to check to see how much tension you're carrying. Let me try that. All right, second check-in. It's time to check in on your shoulders and see how much tension you're carrying as you run. Just relax them. Let them open up. Let your chest open up. Breathe deep. Take a big breath through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. And just relax and enjoy the rhythm of your own feet.
Introducing the Prodigio Pro running shoe from La Sportiva, crafted for ultra runners, trail addicts, or anyone chasing their next big effort. With X-Flow speed, a dual supercritical nitrogen-infused EVA and TPU midsole technology, and an ultralight power wire mesh upper, it's responsive, durable, and ready for any terrain. Go farther, go faster. Unleash your full potential. Find it at your local run shop or nearest REI.
And I think that's part of the whole aesthetic, even with Satisfy, where you have these these shirts that are busted up.
I think there's a
and look weird.
downwardly mobile thing that wealthy people do. It's kind of like slumming it. It's like being able to mingle with the commoners.
Right. It's like how Matthew McConaughey will live in a trailer park or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in an Airstream.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, he's got a pair of jeans that are 20 years old. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's an appeal to playing kind of like dress up anyway. You know, like, I think that if you're different social economic things are going to be differently. If you're in those different levels, things that you aspire to are going to be different.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But I do love there's this school teacher that wears like a different pair of Jordans to school every day or something like that. And he was like, look, I got these. These are my Grail shoes. It was a purple shoe with the Air Jordan, but it had a little pouch on the back. It was some special one. He's like, well, I'm just going to wear it. I debated whether or not I was going to wear it. He goes, I'm going to wear it. Shoes are supposed to be worn.
Yeah. No, I'm with
Like
that.
so.
I feel like I've never been one to just hold on. Even if we've gotten cool shoes before, I'm just like, I'm going to wear it. What am I going to do? What am I going to do holding on to a shoe, you know?
Yeah, I always think they're going to be archived and they'll make a museum from Believe in the Run someday. But
yeah, Thomas has boxes of shoes in our garage, and meanwhile, I literally I can just throw all of this away. I have no attachment to any of it.
No, I
If
think
you're going to do it, you better start it.
I think that somebody threw out one of my boxes because I went to go look for my Adidas Bostons with the Boston logo on the back, and remember those ones? I was gonna take them up to Boston, and my whole Adidas box that was back in the garage is gone.
I wonder who it could be.
Who could it be?
I'm not. There's no way I'm throwing an entire box of shoes away. That feels difficult, logistically.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like, which part is recyclable? I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
But yeah, you should start a shoeseum somewhere.
I don't think we need that.
We have enough digital copies of everything.
Yeah, but
It's
you
not the
could
same.
have people come there and
They got to smell the shoe.
Touch it.
buy the space next door, have a weed shop on the bottom, and shoeseum on the top.
That's awesome.
I do like those. Speaking of casual shoes, there's the towel-y shoe from Adidas that has the towel from South Park on it.
Oh, really?
And when it gets in the light, his eyes turn red. And then it's got a little pouch behind the tongue to hide stuff.
That's insane.
I've never seen that.
It's actually a good looking shoe. It's kind of like a heavy suede towel-y.
So they pretty much just do everything these days then, as far as collabs. That's like baseball cards. I get breakers pulling, one-of-ones and stuff on my feeds. And they'll have baseball cards for like Albert Einstein or something with like a copy of his like thesis like onto
that.
the card, you know, the most random cards.
Are you advocating for this or not?
No, I'm not, because it's jumped the shark. I saw a one of Will Ferrell the other day because he threw out an opening pitch at a baseball game.
That's
you know?
cool as shit.
And
you wouldn't want that?
It is kind of cool, I guess, but it's just anyone that has a remote attachment to baseball, they start putting in these one of ones.
I like
just to get people to.
I think that's
go crazy
fun though.
For 'em. All right. Maybe I'm just a curmudgeon.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Quite possible.
I like it. It's tangential.
Tangential?
Tangentially connected to
All right.
tens and genitalia.
Maybe we'll get a one-on-one someday.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
maybe.
Throw out the first pitch at an Orioles game. Get a.
That'd be a day.
You can imagine.
Speaking of a one of one, we had one of one people go to London right before the London Marathon
Oh yeah.
and check out Adidas, and like we've got the shoe right here.
I forgot we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So Karl was really
We're on a secret mission.
last minute jet set off to London to do the Adidas. Let me see if I can remember this. Adidas Adios Pro Evo 2
You got it.
Nailed it.
launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Literally.
looking at this, and you know, it's funny because like the one thing that Kafuzi said when he was doing his run and his was that it looked like they used some compression molding on this time. No, it doesn't look like it at all. I'm like, you're totally off. They put paint on it, but
Yeah.
this is still the cut foam.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. They definitely use uncompressed.
Yeah.
So, Karl,
Walk us through some of the updates.
and also what you got to do there. Because I
Oh,
know you
yeah.
went for a little race.
Dude, can we put that
underground.
video
I
up?
will put. Yeah.
Okay.
I have all the media on Dropbox.
Robbie's dinner mate went down.
Yeah.
Brendan Dunn of Complex, which
Shout out.
honestly, somebody suggested we should have them on the podcast. We probably should.
Dude, I'm so excited. You know who's on next week?
Who?
Speaking of collaborations, Bima, who's the collab king guy, and I'd love talking to him. He's
Nice.
I could have spent like 3 hours talking to him.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. But shout out Brendan. He was a good sport about it. But basically I ran the Boston Marathon and then went back to Baltimore, stayed for about 2 hours. You probably heard this part last week. And then I jumped on a plane out to London. And it was that Thursday, I believe, that they had this. Adidas set up like a little pop up or whatever. It was mainly just for media, so it was like specifically just to unveil this shoe. So we got to go and talk to Charlotte about the shoe, and Mo also, who's like one of the designers. And basically, the big update to this is that they were able to add 3 more millimeters of stack under the forefoot without changing the weight. So the weight is more or less the same.
That's pretty crazy.
Did they
How do you
knock,
do that?
Did they knock back the toe off though? It looks like the fulcrum here is a little further back even.
I'm
before.
not sure. And then they improved the rubber grip somewhat, as you'll probably see in this video. That should be playing right now.
Well, I think if you look at it, the liquid rubber on the bottom, they opened up some grooves in it, which I think helps to probably displace a little bit of the water. Because like when I ran in the Evo during the Baltimore half, one of the things was it was a rainy day, but it was pretty good on regular cement. Where it had trouble was where it's like painted. Yeah. So like if you had a crosswalk or something like that, there was no place for any liquids to go.
My guess though is that, do you think anyone's running in this if it's remotely wet?
Yeah, because I
ran Berlin in the first version, and that was my number one concern is I was like, we're gonna be going through water stops and it's gonna be wet.
And what do you think?
And it slipped, but it wasn't like detrimental. But I mean, I noticed it.
You still don't want to be thinking about that in the middle of a race.
In the middle of a race.
That's something you should
mentally taxing more than anything.
But let's be honest. If you're an elite wearing this, your water stops aren't wet yet.
No, exactly. I guess that's the thing. Yeah. So
the crazy thing is, I feel like they could shave. Like it's a pretty wide
platform.
Yeah. It's almost like I feel like they could even shave it some more if you really want to get crazy.
But I think that's the whole thing about how this one works with stability. As you can see, is it like kind of wings out on the medial side, I think that adds that stability off toe off.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what it's
Probably
interesting to
needed.
me, this looks even more aggressive. And I don't know if that's my imagination, but what I'm pointing at
It does.
is where the toe starts to
Right,
go
yeah.
up. And it just looks more aggressive. But I'm excited about the more foam because I was like, I ran a half in it, and then I ran Boston Marathon in the Evo. And it, like, for me being out there as long as I was, it started to feel a little thin under the foot. So, I mean, I probably still wouldn't if I was a everyday runner that wasn't seated the shoe. I don't know that I would go full bananas and go $500 for the Evo 2 for my race day just because of what I'm going to get out of the shoe.
Yeah.
But like, I think for someone like Meg, who's,
Yeah, and that was the point they were kind of driving home too, because we get a lot of comments on the YouTube video and stuff. Like,
They literally said, yeah.
I mean, Charlotte specifically said, like, choose the Pro 4 if you are just a runner trying to get your best time. If you're an athlete and this is your job, like, we made this shoe for you. So, like, just not to conflate anything in the line. Like, they were very clear.
What do you think though now? Like Evo, I thought we were gonna have to wait a lot longer before some of these other shoe companies would catch up with the weight loss in the Evo. But we're already seeing Asics has one.
Asics has it, yeah.
That's coming out. I know there's a couple other brands that are planning on releasing an ultralight shoe. Like you ran in the Asics.
I did. I mean, yeah, it was crazy light.
And the price is what, 300?
300, yeah.
So it's $200 less. What did you've run in both shoes. What did you think?
Well, so unfortunately, the Asics that I had was a size too large, so it was kind of hard to get that true feeling of like what it would feel like if I was trying to run hard. But it was still super light. So, I mean, it was comparable for sure.
Rob, what's the new foam called in the Asics? You wrote up an article.
I didn't actually write an article on it.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Who wrote
It's
that
Leap,
article?
FF
Leap,
Leap?
though.
Yeah, FF Leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love FF.
And it's called the Metaspeed Ray.
I don't have like
Yeah,
any,
Ray,
any-
which means,
hardly any information on it.
what does Ray mean? Is it light?
Yeah, it had something to do with the
Weight?
yeah,
Yeah.
super
Oh,
lightweight.
zero. Ray means zero.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought it was after Ray Charles.
It was.
too.
That's
then
it too.
That was the Ray Charles edition. You know how they did Tokyo?
Yeah.
They did a Ray Charles, but this one,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's only for, I think, is it Louisiana? That one?
Yeah,
Like the
somewhere
other
down
one's
there.
Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we got to see the shoe. It was cool. We did a shakeout run from like that little pop up, and then we did like a 4K run, which, you know, after doing a marathon, I was like, I don't know if I really want to be doing this.
But was that in the Evo too?
So no, that was the thing. We were told, Matt. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
He was like, we were like, oh yeah, we'll walk to the pop up. We'll change into the Evo 2, then we'll do the shakeout run there, then go to this secret place, which was supposed to be like a party-ish like atmosphere or whatever. We get there, and it turns out that wasn't the case. They were going to give you Pro 4s, so you could change into Pro 4s if you wanted. And then we were going to do the shakeout run in those, and then wherever the secret spot was where you were going to try the shoe.
What color Pro 4s?
It was just a standard white black.
Oh, so it wasn't like you were getting a new.
Well, I actually brought my Ultra Boosts because I was
Okay.
like, all right, recovery time, like good shakeout shoes. So I just wore those. But we did the run, and then we basically ended at like an underground railroad track thing, and they had like the Adidas like logo at the top, and it was just super cool. And then you heard like the music from inside. You saw like the laser lights and everything.
Lasers.
And then like you walk in, and this is around like 7 p.m. So the sun is starting to go down. So you got this really cool like twilight like sky happening, and then you're going in underground. It's dark. They have like these little like showcases, like the pillar things with the spotlights, and they just have the Evo 2s just lined up,
Oh, cool.
and you're just going down this entire thing, and then you hear the DJ, and then they had a screen that was like towards the end where like the actual like rail is. They turned that into a 70-meter track, so it was a 2-lane track.
Okay.
And they had like just a ton of lights and everything, and they had like just things that said like, oh, this is the warm-up area, this is like the cool down zone, and like meanwhile like it's a freaking sewer you're basically in.
Did you
Yeah.
know you were gonna run hard on the little track?
No, well, I was curious, and I'm like, if we're doing a shakeout run in regular shoes, like what are we doing? And I know
With
it's
the
the Evo,
Evo,
so I'm
yeah.
like, it's gonna be something fast.
Yeah. Right.
So I was a little concerned, but you know, especially because everyone else there was like you know, you had Ben is running there, Ben Felton, and just like a bunch of fast guys.
Dude, he made a quick turnaround. He's also in Tokyo for the
Dude, I know.
ASICS thing.
Yeah. So I was chatting with him a little bit, and then yeah, and they basically split you up into groups. And so I was a third group, so like I had to wait a little bit, but you basically had like a score like board of like your time, and
Oh
there
my
was like
gosh.
there was a live feed at the
That's
end of the track,
intense.
and then you would see the two people racing, and everyone's just standing around this thing. So I remember we were talking about the New Balance relay, how nervous we were, but like no one cared.
Yeah.
Like this was the opposite. It was a smaller group, and they were all watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
70
oh, boy.
meters though, like as much as I would have been nerve wracked, I'm like, I can
Yeah,
do
but
that.
what if you trip and fall?
Yeah. So, well, I'm also like, dude, like, I don't even know if I can get up to speed in 70 meters.
Right.
Like, it would, like,
That's my problem. Is I
Like
need a
right
running
start
start.
to get going.
yeah.
Like-
And then they tell you, like, at the end, there's a white line. You have to stop, like, once you cross that line, because it really is like a short stop to the
What,
end.
into the river or something?
No, it's just like the wall.
Oh.
There's like a wall with a
Slam into them.
railing. And
I thought it was
yeah,
like a
it's just
real sewage tour the underground sewage.
That'd be
or something.
amazing if they like sprayed you at the end.
We should do that, dude. We should. I think I know how to get under the one sewer that goes under.
I think I know.
I think I got it.
Robbie's Ninja Turtle days.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
what
so
are you, mouse
so you know
creature?
the river that comes out at by the Safeway
Yeah.
that goes under Patterson Park,
Okay.
and I know how to get into the tunnels there.
Is it high
Somebody-
enough that you could stand up in it?
Yeah, it's like
So could
like
we
15
do?
feet high.
Could we
It's
do a
pretty high.
race down there?
on a dry, like if there's a dry spell, possibly. Dude, that'd be sick.
Dude, that would be the coolest thing.
That sounds terrifying.
I don't think it's like a sewer. It's not a sewer. It's where just where the
It's just
water
right-
empties out.
Well, they covered up the river that came down
Right.
to Baltimore.
So that'd be interesting, dude.
I will say underneath that thing, you definitely had like the pipes, and they were water droplets.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it was pretty authentic.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah,
I
no, it
love-
was super
I like
cool. Like the track was awesome. Like that, you had photographers. Dude, their setup was sick. So they basically would take your photo.
oh, that photo of you is good.
Yeah, so they took a photo of everyone coming like near the end. They remote transferred that back to the Adidas hub, and so when you got back, there was an iPad set up with a printer. You would just find your photo. You could airdrop.
Oh
it to
man, it's like
yourself.
the going on the coal cracker or something. Like come down at Hershey Park.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to the end of the ride and you have
They
your
had the
photo.
photo and everything for you. Yeah, and then you can. I have a physical print as well. So they did physical.
Oh, that's
prints.
cool.
Yeah, and they just gave it out.
What,
And you didn't have to pay for it.
is,
No.
where's the physical print? Is it
Pay
with your
for it.
mama?
What?
Is it with your mama?
No, I'm gonna have to ship that to her. It's in my apartment.
Did you frame it?
No, it's just like a little like I don't know, like not small like Instax one, but just
5.57.
5.8, 5.7, yeah, like whatever that is.
That's
But,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. Then we went back and just had pizza and beer, and it was just a cool.
So
experience.
when you line up to race,
yeah,
and you're gonna go up against
Brendan Dunn, yeah,
from
Complex.
Complex. I saw a video where you get to the start line, and Brennan doesn't seem to get off to a great start.
no. So the funny thing about that is, yeah, it was a 2-lane track, and I had asked Matt from Adidas, like, can you video me like going down the thing? And so I actually was originally in his lane, which was the left lane. I asked to switch because the spectator side's on the right. So I'm like, oh, he'll get a better shot of me if I'm on this side. So, and Brendan was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And yeah, and then the sounds go off, and like we're going, and he just immediately just eats shit on that track. And you can see it in the video, like I'm smiling, like hardcore, like. I'm just
Did
like,
you know it? Did you know he fell?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to him.
What happened?
I didn't know if it was like you were.
He
It was
just
behind
legs
you.
moved too
yeah.
fast.
And
He
from what-
skedaddled.
Yeah, he skedaddled.
It just like it slipped out from under, like it's
That track that they had was a pretty smooth surface, and it was there was like a light coating of dust.
So
And
it's slippery.
Yeah, apparently some other people who raced said the same thing, and they were like, "Why didn't they just have a broom and just sweep it up like after every?" person?
He's a pretty good sport about it. He's
Well,
He's funny, dude.
I'm
He's
going
a
to tell
guy.
you, when the thing was, I don't know if he got the extra adrenaline when he got back up, but he threw down.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, he was cooking. He was
Yeah.
Like,
cooking.
He was
do you
catching
think
back
if
up to
he
you.
hadn't slipped, he could have taken you?
I told him there's a good chance you might actually beat me in this, just because. Yeah, I mean, he also ran Boston. He did pretty good in Boston as well. Not what he wanted to do, but he ran faster than me.
I remember him coming across the line at Boston. He just did that. Meh.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he ran what 340 or something.
Yeah, I think he was going for like 325 and ran
Yeah.
340. So, He was
Yeah.
personally disappointed, but I'm like, that's still a good time. You're
Yeah.
out here now, like doing
Yeah.
the same thing as I am. Like, so I was like, dude, you actually might smoke me in this because I actually don't know how fast you are. I don't know like anything about like your running.
Well,
Yeah.
his legs, I watched after he fell. When he gets back up, he had some freaking turnover. He was
Yeah,
like, I think it might have been fueled by embarrassment.
Probably.
But
yeah. That'll
it
give you an
worked.
extra bump.
I think I would have stepped off the track at that point.
Dude.
I'd been like, no, I'm good.
Immediately after, we just showed Charlotte from Adidas, and she laughed. And if you know Charlotte, she never laughs. So it was funny.
I
to
think
see
we
that.
got to rewrite that. I think Charlotte's
She
actually
does,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very funny.
Yeah. she's
I
very
think
funny.
that she's just German funny.
we got to change that narrative.
Oh no, she straight up told me. She's like, I don't laugh a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the worst jobs would be a stand-up comedian in Germany.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, if you can make it there, you can
Make it anywhere.
It's like New York City, but for like I don't know.
Yeah. It's like New York City,
But
but
for I was
comedy.
for comics, I was like, that's
That is-
basically where
New York City.
that's New York City.
That's it.
Yeah.
Um,
But
imagine
yeah.
what it would be like if you had to learn another language and then do comedy in that
Oh
language.
gosh.
Like
I'm trying to think if there's a successful one that does that.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
That'd be pretty. That would be in the list of hardest things to do.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to gain the nuances, unless you grew up there and you knew. But
Well, it could be funny because you don't know the nuances.
yeah, it actually could work out.
Like
your
when you're
favor.
naming stuff in Kenya, Fat Girl's Dilemma. You know, that's-
Is that a thing?
yeah, it was on our menu. One of the
It was boiled
Boiled
chicken.
chicken. Yeah.
yeah, Fat
Called
Girl's.
Fat Girl's Dilemma. I was like, I'm really glad I'm not
Chicken
there.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Were you at Dick's Last Resort?
no,
Do they have those in
no,
Eldoret?
it was for real, and that was we were all laughing at the menu, but
Yeah. That's how it is over there.
So overall, the Adidas event, pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was a very cool setup. I really enjoyed it. Had a good time.
I know we're getting the Kenya video out. By the time this is up,
Yeah.
that'll probably already be out.
Yeah.
I know you've been working on the Boston one.
Boston's
I've been
almost
working
done.
on the London one. Is there going to be an Adidas?
Well, I mean, I already did
Well, we
the
did
launch
the-
video.
We did the
Posted.
launch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
the-
I had, I'll put all the stuff on the podcast here, like all the,
Cool.
yeah. You can check that out.
Yeah. I was watching Mad Max Furiosa, rewatching that.
Okay, so you watched Interstellar.
Yeah.
Great movie. Mad Max, not Furiosa, the Mad Max.
Yeah, Furiosa is the
What's the
second
one?
one.
Okay, so the first one was just called Mad Max?
That's Fury Road.
Yeah, Fury Road. That's one of
Yeah.
my all-time favorite
That one's good.
action movies.
Furiosa is it's pretty spectacular as well.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I was mixed on it.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the mixed part?
Maybe I need to watch it again.
Okay. I mean,
Well, Fury Road was so good. It's
Yeah,
hard to follow.
I think
It's
that's
just,
what
it's
it
just tough
was,
to follow
like-
up.
yeah, I think Fury Road was like pretty much nonstop action.
Yeah.
Furiosa has some pretty good, like, action integrations, like the kite when they were flying on those kites and parachutes and stuff. That was pretty.
Yeah.
Cool. But anyways, yeah, because my wife had never seen either one, and I think Furiosa is on Netflix. Maybe they both are. But we were watching that. Yeah, it was just a great movie. That's like one of the few examples of a movie that's just excellent. Like now, I feel like it's hard to find those nowadays. I know it's a remake in a way, but
Do you think that it's a case that so much energy is going into like streaming shows that like not as much attention's going into movie scripts?
yeah, I mean, it also it's just like the safe bets. We talked about this. It's just you don't have to be super creative to make the safe bet movies, which in a way that is a safe bet movie. But
It is, but the thing about like you think about it now, how much effort goes into making a movie, and it's just one thing that you watch for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
yeah.
So now you get the streaming shows.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That have the same production quality as movies, but we
Right.
expect like we're watching The Pit, and
not Brad Pitt.
not Brad Pitt, but it's basically an hour. It's kind of almost like a mix of 24 and the hospital shows.
ER.
ER.
Okay.
So it's an hour in real time
Okay.
for each episode.
Right.
Well written, well filmed. Acting is phenomenal. Just a good show. And I'm like, do I prefer now getting content this way
I see what you're saying.
versus just doing a lump
Right.
story.
Because it's just as good quality, but you're getting more of it.
Yeah.
And like even a better story in a way.
yeah.
You have time to sort things out in the plot. Like a movie,
Yeah.
you only have a certain amount
Right.
of time. You got to get it right, and that's the final result. So
Yeah, because if you think about like Game of Thrones, that was, I don't know, it was one of the first, but that was like movie production
High
quality,
quality, yeah.
super high budget,
yeah,
and you're getting a movie every week, basically.
I think that's what it is. Like we all like sequels to a certain degree. It's proven. So it's like you don't have to wait for that next story so much because it's kind of unfolding on it. I mean I am surprised. I like Pitt, but I'm really loving Friends and Neighbors.
And
with
that,
John
what
Hamm.
is it? What's that on again? HBO?
That's Apple, right?
That's
Max.
Apple.
Oh, Apple.
Oh, it's not.
Max is Pitt,
Oh,
Oh.
and then
Dude, so it's called Max? People just say Max now, not HBO
no,
Max?
HBO's
Yeah.
gone, dude.
you got to
just
drop
Max.
it.
Wait, HBO's not even a thing anymore?
It's not.
Like,
Well, it's
It's its own
rebranded
channel.
to Max.
Really?
Yeah.
Because now it's who owns it?
no way.
I thought it was weird that there was Cinemax. Like, how do they just be able to be like, we're Max now?
Right.
But yeah, it's got Fox.
Oh, so
Shows.
it's rebranded as Max, a unified streaming service that merges HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Oh.
Yeah, because Discovery owns them now. They're like
Okay.
the main. They bought HBO like 3 years ago or whatever.
Imagine how does Discovery have that much money?
Dude,
I didn't even know
Lot,
that there
lot
was.
and whale donations.
Yeah. What if they just find out? What if they're dealing in whale poaching and you don't even know it? Like behind
Rhino
the
horn.
scenes.
A lot of rhino horn
Wait,
sales.
so Max
Yeah.
is now HGTV, the Food Network, Discovery Channel, TLC. I don't know what ID is, and HBO shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically cable 2.0.
It's funny
Yeah.
because I
Right.
think ID is a women's channel.
Oh,
Because I don't know what that one is.
That's funny.
ID.
yeah. I've never
I'm
heard
not
of it.
sure it is, but I thought it might be.
I was at the
Investigation Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
That's no wonder I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You like that kind of stuff, mysteries?
That sounds
No,
cool.
I don't like murder mysteries.
You don't?
yeah, it's like this girl got
Freaks me
kidnapped
the
by
out.
the
only woman on earth who doesn't love murder podcasts.
No.
we should do
Single-handedly
one.
keeping that
Robbie, you
alive.
go find a body for us, and we'll discover what happened to it.
Okay. Is that a challenge?
That is
Just go
a
to Leakin
challenge.
All
Park.
right, I was gonna say, I know a place where I have high probability.
Is it where we did the hat shoot for the raccoon, the Robbie
yeah.
raccoon hat?
It is actually.
Legionnaire.
It is.
All right, final check-in. Are you looking down at your shoes or are you looking off in the horizon? You know, I try to think sometimes coming in close and going out wide. And when I'm like putting too much effort in, I'm looking at my shoes and I'm trying to get that leg turnover. That's an indicator for me to look up, pick out something on the distance, and, you know, just motor on towards that. All right, Meg, the heat is back. It's time for LMNT Summertime Edition or Spring Summertime Edition. I've been using the winter, but now I'm transitioning back into
Into the straight element packets.
with, you know how I like it.
Yes. So if you're not familiar, LMNT is an electrolyte beverage. They come in very easy to mix little packages, have all the electrolytes you need, plenty of sodium to keep you hydrated. It helps with maintaining steady energy. It improves your cognitive function. You get less headaches, Robbie.
Oh yeah, I took 2 of those. I took like 2 or 3 of those after the Miami Marathon in the heat.
Whoa,
and
2 or 3?
It brought me right back to life.
Okay.
Took my headache straight
The
right away.
cognitive functioning, I'm not sure it's working on me, but the rest is with the magnesium and everything. Regular water is boring after drinking this. I told Meg the other day I was making it and I was like, I'm kind of addicted.
Yeah, and I love it for before the race as well as Robbie used it afterwards, but it also helps with muscle cramps and just keeping you overall hydrated and ready to go. So if you guys haven't tried it yet, you definitely need to. And if you just want to get a test of it, you can go to drinklmnt.com/thedrop, and then you can get an 8-count free sample pack.
I went to the aquarium on Saturday.
I love that place.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. There's a reading program at the library where we get 4 tickets twice a year. It's awesome.
I also just, because we had Megan's family in, it was cost the same to just do a year membership than
Right.
have everybody go.
Yeah.
So I just got a year membership. So if you
Yeah,
ever
makes sense.
want to party,
Okay. But you know, I was thinking maybe I might do a protest there, like let the Dolphins play type thing.
Please.
I like it.
Please don't.
Yeah.
No, it really is dumb.
It's-
the
We've
dumbest
talked
thing
about
ever.
it. We've talked about
That's
it.
why I want to talk about it again because I'm going to see if I can get any more.
I think between
more,
this is why I brought up the
interest.
UPS package. I'm like, let's get that package back. Let's get them Dolphins to play.
Do you think we could somehow combine the plight of the Dolphin play and our situation with package theft, like, and combine it into a united front?
Like Detective Dolphin.
Yeah, like maybe they use sonar to catch package thieves or
I
something.
like it. He's a new superhero.
As a creature that lives in the water, this feels like it might be problematic.
No, he's
Finding
got
street
sonar. He
thieves.
does it from the tank. He's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, all the pipes in the city are connected, so I feel like you could figure out a way.
yeah. And Robbie in this scenario is somewhat of like an Aquaman who can talk to him.
Yeah.
He can do the mind meld. Be like, tell me where the package
They
is.
need something to do. They can't just be swimming around. If they were solving mysteries, it would be much more better use of their
The
time.
first thing
I
they
think
say is
so.
when people retire, they start
That's what's-
losing their minds.
Yes.
They basically force these Dolphins into retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know though. I'm going to take one of the boys on vacation to the islands, and they were like trying to do add-ons, and I was kind of happy that he felt this way. I was like, "Do you want to do any like dolphin, like
Riding the
meet
dolphin.
the dolphin kind of thing?" He's like, "Nah."
Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of necessarily putting them in pens or anything, but if pig pens, but if you've had them in, if they're there and you're not letting them leave,
I'm curious.
let them play with a beach ball every now and then,
People must have eaten dolphin before.
like the real not mahi mahi, like
Yeah.
the dolphin family, like the dolphin.
Like
A
a
mammal.
bottlenose dolphin. Somebody's eaten one of those.
Oh, I would imagine.
I wonder why of all the fish, we got all them fish out there and we're like eating them all. We're like, nah, give the dolphins a pass. Is it kind of like dogs? Well, that's not true either.
Well, the weird thing is that, even same with pigs, who are very intelligent creatures. I think just because they like to play in mud, they really put themselves in a pickle, literally.
They're like the
feet.
the
Yeah.
land dolphin.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but because dolphins swim in water and looks so, and they have a smile. It looks like they have a smile.
smile is
That's
what
what
I think does
That's
it.
what does it.
Like if you want to be an animal that doesn't get eaten by humans, start smiling.
Let's put a smile on that face. Yeah, that's. I think that's the number one thing they have going for them, though.
I saw a recipe I thought you would love, Robbie.
Okay.
You take Greek yogurt, you mix it with bread flour,
Okay.
roll it into a dough, flatten it out, cut it, put it in balls, 25 minutes in the oven at 350 degrees.
Yeah.
You got yourself a little biscuit.
Really?
Yeah, and they're high protein.
Did you try this, Meg?
No. He sends me like 17 recipes a day.
It
to
sounds like
make
a
stuff,
Featherston
so.
nutrition
Right?
thing. I'm not gonna lie.
It sounds delicious. And
It's
the guy
just
showed
anything
it.
that
He's
has
like,
protein in it now. It's like getting pushed.
You put baking soda in it?
no, he just did bread flour, Greek yogurt, made a dough out of it, rolled the dough out, cut it up, made little balls, and they came out. And he opened it up after it came out, and it was all airy and
Okay.
nice. It looked delicious. I might try it while Megan's gone.
Yeah, the protein thing. I know you guys talked about some fuel for the soul, but the protein, like I don't know, fat or whatever right now is out of control.
I didn't even know there was a thing, protein chips. Like that's a big thing now.
Is the potato chips or whatever?
Like anything that you could put protein in front of now they're doing. So chips and
Dips and
Like-
chains and whips.
Yeah.
muffins.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Bars,
if you go to the grocery,
obviously.
that's what I was saying. Remember, I bought that box of Cheerios that had as much sugar as Reese's
Yeah.
peanut butter puffs, and it
Yeah.
was like it has protein, and it was sold out like at the store,
Yeah.
like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I got the last box of it.
Karl, are you under the protein pressure?
I do mine the old-fashioned way.
Meat.
Yeah. Meat, eggs, milk, the good stuff, the real stuff,
Yeah,
not this fortified garbage.
The chips really did it for me. Like, why are we adding protein to chips?
I mean, I guess it's like all things considered, isn't it better to have it than not?
Yeah, but also, what else is in those chips? Probably all sorts of crazy shit.
Do you know what's a protein chip? maybe what are the things I ate when I was doing the keto? What are pork rinds?
Ugh.
Oh, pork rinds,
Gosh.
dude. I love pork
Are those
rinds.
protein? They got to be protein,
yeah,
right?
they
It's mostly fat, I think.
I think it's all fat.
Yeah.
Mainly
Dude,
'cause
those
it's fried
I have to
and-
tell you,
It's fried fat, dude.
they taste so good.
Yeah, it's literally that's all it is. It's just fried fat.
It's dried up.
Cracklins.
It's skin. Yeah.
Cracklins.
good,
Yeah, but it's tasty.
Any
so good.
any diet that's pushing that and not fruit is, I'm sorry, that I'm out.
Dude,
Like,
they do protein pork rinds. Yeah. You know,
I am so
we've
in
reached
for
the
that.
end.
Yeah.
How about this? Pork rinds wrapped around beef jerky.
Yeah.
Dude.
I could do that
Yeah.
with a side of cigarettes.
oh my
Dude,
god.
It'd be like it's like basically deep fried pig.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm into this idea.
It's kind of like the Diet Coke of, like, in a way, right?
The
Like just
protein?
putting protein on everything. It's like saying, oh, this is diet, whatever.
And remember we had that low fat, like in the 90s,
Yeah.
everything was low fat.
Keto.
Right.
Now everything's protein.
yeah.
When we had the keto, we had the
They don't care if it's high fat, just protein.
Just protein. Just eat protein.
Yeah, keto.
Yeah.
No sugar, low sugar. I did get I went to Rita's yesterday, and I did get like the
Protein.
no sugar mango peach.
protein Slurpee.
I'm surprised they don't have that at Rita's yet. Yeah,
Wait, what Rita's did you go to?
up
Canton?
in Timonium.
Oh.
Okay.
Up in Timonium, hon. Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, we went by the Cheesecake Factory where you had the
Yeah.
Oh,
Cheesecake
yeah.
Factory.
Did they put my name up?
I thought
We-
of
I mean,
it.
basically,
Do I have
we
a
can't-
star in front of it?
We can't go past the Cheesecake Factory without thinking Robbie Redinger.
Yeah.
And did you stop?
No, we went to the Poppies across. So
Oh, okay.
Theo's track meet got delayed by an hour or two
Because of those storms.
Right.
So we're out in Towson. We had to do something. I'm like, why don't we go get a drink or something? So we went to Poppies. Poppies out in the county is a completely different experience than Poppies in the city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Better.
Poppies in the city is like a bar.
Yeah.
Serves tacos.
Also, the kid who was serving us, I swear to God, was 11 years old, and he claimed he was 21. And I was like, am I that old that this 21-year-old kid looks like he's 11?
I've worked with one of those kids before. He hit puberty like way late. Like seriously,
Okay.
when he was like 20.
That must have been the case, because
It was
I was
weird.
like,
It
there's
was
no
weird.
way.
He looked like one of those ventriloquist dolls too, so it made it like the whole thing was like I was like, dude, stop talking to me get the hand out of your back.
Did you get goosebumps?
Yeah. Night of the Living Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I was at Rita's, we're waiting in line or just like looking at the menu, and a guy came up to get he was a delivery driver to get a DoorDash order.
For Rita's? That's not going to last.
That's amazing.
Right?
Dude.
No, but that's a new level of.
No, I was like, this is
That's either a 5-year-old who got a hold of his mom's.
The best part would be, you know how they're doing that thing with Klarna where you can like installment
yeah, the
payments.
payment
Imagine
plan.
putting Rita's on an installment plan.
payment plan. They,
How many Ritas did he get?
I didn't see because I was like, we were looking at the menu when they gave it to him, but I was so confused because I'm like, who's getting? First off, you're paying like double. It's a $6 gelato. It's gonna melt by the time you get there.
Yeah.
I mean, what level of laziness have we reached to?
To DoorDash ice cream.
Yeah.
Plus, the
Well-
joy of getting ice cream is going there and getting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rita's though, one time for one of the 5Ks I did, they brought Rita's out, and I swear it was just in like those Home Depot gallon bucket things, and they were just scooping it right out of that. So I don't know what the shelf life is for it, but
Oh, they just put it in a bucket.
like in a cooler, like in a
Maybe-
like
yeah.
the orange igloo
Yeah.
cooler we have.
Yeah.
That was just full,
Okay.
and they were scooping it out of that. And I have to say, post 5K,
Yeah. Oh.
that Rita's was
Well, that's what we
Freaking
went
delicious.
right after the long run. I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
Okay.
mile away.
Oh, sweet.
Perfect.
when we go long run out at NCR, we stop at a snowball stand that Megan likes.
Snow Aces.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that on the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the
go,
best.
Go there
snow-
next time.
yeah.
Yeah, you should try their Wonder Wall.
Oh,
It's good.
all right. I like that. Yeah.
Do you need cash at Snow Oasis, or you think they've bumped
No,
up
they
to
have
the
credit cards.
Okay,
Yeah.
but they have you can get the vanilla ice cream at the bottom, and then put the
The ice and
on
then
top. Yeah.
Also the marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
yeah.
man. Okay, next time maybe I'll have to do a long run up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Next
go.
long run.
Yeah.
That should be a tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to take my kids, like, see how far, because last week we did 9 miles, this week 10 miles, see if we can get it.
There you go.
Get up to like 20 miles, do all my long runs.
Dude, on those your son's bikes don't have the big wheels.
I got him, I upgraded my 6-year-old's bike last week.
Oh, you did? Because I was going to say that 10 miles on smaller wheel bikes.
I got him like a 20-inch bike, which I'm pretty sure was also stolen off Facebook Marketplace. Dude, I rolled up. This is up by Herringham Park, like Bel Air Edison. And the guy was like, yeah, just meet me at this house, you know? So I go up to this house, knock on the door. There's like nobody. It's like
An abandoned house?
It's a shady neighborhood. Nobody's answering the door. I'm like, where's this person at? And so I like message him. He's like, oh, I'll be right there. So then right around the corner comes this guy pushing this kid's bike.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Yeah.
around and I was
He didn't
like,
want you to know where his house was.
I'm like, all right, yep. I mean, what am I gonna do? It was $40 for the Specialized kids bike that was like $300 new, and it was in brand new shape.
Oh,
I
jeez.
was like, all right,
You're part of the problem,
Yeah,
Robbie.
dude, you are
Yeah, you're
facilitating.
in the system.
Yeah.
well, at that point, I'm like,
Does the Specialized bike we gave you still work? that-
yeah,
or is
no,
it- is
that was a Trek, but yeah,
Oh, is it still in action?
oh
or
yeah,
Is that,
no, that thing's been put to good use.
yeah.
But I looked it up on the stolen bike registry and everything. I couldn't find
it.
Couldn't find the owner, so I don't
Yeah.
know what to do.
All right.
But anyways,
Kids and bikes.
that's the thing though. Every time they grow, you got to buy a new bike. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
I made that mistake with the, when you have, with the first kid, you always, I'm going to get nice. And
Yeah.
then they outgrow it. And the same thing with shoes. Like I used to be like, oh, here's some shit. And they like destroy them in a week. And you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that is the funny thing. Now Theo's getting into running shoes.
Really?
So I just had to, he
That's hilarious.
wanted a pair of Streakflies for his tempo runs.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we went to Running Warehouse and
Yeah.
got a pair of Streakflies, but now he's got very like distinct taste.
Oh man,
And then it's also influenced
What a-
by the team.
what a jerk!
and that stuff. Yeah.
He's turning. He's gonna be like a rising contributor to Running Shoe Geeks Facebook page or subreddit.
Yeah. I mean, I still want to do a review, just try a review on video. But the tough thing is he goes to school during the day, and
That is a thing.
yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
this
kids
summer.
do.
But he has a direct path to shoe reviewing. He doesn't need to finish school. He
Yeah,
just-
that's what I was
That's
saying.
what I've been telling him that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what's the
save some
point?
tuition. But he broke 5 minutes for. The
Oh wow!
mi-
I
for the
saw that.
mile.
That's
Yeah,
dude. That's
I mean,
crazy.
so, yeah, and I mean,
That's his first time officially breaking 5 minutes.
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Wow. And was this on a track?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was track. He had spikes on. The works.
Dang, that's
And
pretty good.
I mean, it was pretty good. Like he wasn't first in that meet, but he outkicked a bunch of kids at the end. I was
All
actually
right.
surprised he had like the finishing power he had. Were you surprised?
Yep.
For his first year
First
year
track year, yeah.
of track.
Yeah, he did cross country in the fall, indoor track, and now outdoor track.
Okay.
And I mean, it's cool because he goes to an all boys school. But since it was an invitational meet, there's women's school there too. So there was,
So they got to impress some people.
yeah, there's definitely some peacocking going on.
Yep.
But
I
yeah,
like it.
it's cool. And this is a weird thing though. They charged money to go to the track event.
Yeah, this is a thing now. Did you know this?
No, what is this?
Why?
We never had this growing
This
up.
happens apparently all the time now. I've heard about this from other people, and it blew my mind that you have to pay to go to your own kids'
We had to
events.
Venmo someone $5 each to walk into the stadium.
That's crazy.
And this was at theirs. Was this at their
Yeah.
school?
At the school where I paid tuition.
That's actually insane. I thought this is more like a leagues type thing, AAU and stuff.
No, where I pay for that kid to go to school.
That's crazy.
Bonkers.
That's nuts.
So
I would just,
but,
I would bring my bolt cutters and find a way to get in there.
I mean, here's
You
the
could
thing.
just walk past the dude.
The thing that's interesting, yeah, it was like, excuse me. The thing also that was crazy about it though, is they also solicit for donations for a snack fund for the kids. So, they would like you to cover snacks Which I thought
just-
like parents just every once in a while.
It's like the post-game snacks.
Yeah.
Or
But
post-meet.
like in the old days, you'd have
Right.
You know,
A
mom.
rotation of
Someone brings
parents
some
bringing-
orange
yeah.
slices.
Yeah.
Which, that's another thing. The whole snack situation has gotten completely out of control.
Because everyone's allergic to something.
No, well, not necessarily that, but it's like you're expected to bring Capri Suns, then another snack. I'm like, they literally stood on a baseball field for an hour.
Yeah.
They lost no energy. In fact, they might have eaten some of the grass and gained some energy.
I mean, that's the fact.
What are we doing?
But the thing is,
9 a.m, and we're giving the Capri Suns.
do you remember like when I was growing up, you'd go play soccer, and afterwards orange slices were often
Yeah, that was that was
treat.
it.
But when someone's mom brought popsicles or like Rice Krispie treats or something like that, that was a good day.
Or maybe once a season, the coach would be like, "Oh, let's go get ice cream," and that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
and it meant something.
They also had a team breakfast this weekend. So I'm not for doing a lot of the social stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Theo took an Uber to his team's breakfast because otherwise I'd have to drive out there, find something to do for an hour or so,
Okay.
and then pick him up and drive back, which is, you know, that's like 2 hours of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if you want to go. Because he
Alright.
is also old enough that he should have his driver's license.
Is it the team breakfast? That I'm assuming you also paid for that. Too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a team buffet or something.
No.
Yeah.
Waffles or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like kids today, we were talking to another parent. And
No, his kids were eager to drive.
were they?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. You know, it was actually an OG Faster Bastard.
Yeah, his 15-year-old was like,
Adam Palmer.
I need to start practicing. And
Yeah.
his 18-year-old has had his license since he could.
Like, for some reason, Theo doesn't have any interest in driving.
Why
Yeah.
would he when you can be driven around everywhere?
I don't know if to not have to be driven.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but
I
you-
would lose my mind. It's the first thing I did.
You just go,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. The
Go wherever you
freedom.
want.
Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't do it last week. I have to put a caveat or a correction into one of the podcasts we did. When we were at the running event, apparently Jeff, who's the owner of Mill City Running, had asked me what I thought was, is your Moth Tech worth it?
Okay.
And I met him in London, and we actually had time to like actually chat and hear each other because it wasn't Y'all Out Boy playing. And he said, I didn't ask you if it was working or worth it. I was asking if it was working.
Oh.
And I'm like, all right, yes, it was working, as any shirt with holes in it would.
I didn't know. When did you talk about that?
Apparently when we got back from the running event.
No, but when on the podcast did you talk about that?
I'm saying when we got back from the running event and did
Like
our
back
recap.
Oh,
in
is that-
December.
oh, way back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like months ago. We don't even remember what we recorded last week, let alone.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. He's like, I need you to, you misquoted me. And I was like, oh, crap, what did I do?
Right.
Like thinking it was going to be something bad.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't remember what we say. But, yeah,
Okay.
it was just
because
that.
apparently Aaron Azar was not feeding
Was
pigeons.
not feeding pigeons
I
in
don't believe
London.
that for a second.
Yeah, her magnetic personality just attracts pigeons.
Right. Yeah.
I do
You're
thi-
not gonna have pigeons in your arm and not feed them, right?
I do think she's low-key trying to nab our pigeon
Okay.
stuff.
Oh.
She's got a pigeon hat now.
Look at our walls, lady. We got a pigeon on a frame. We got a pigeon, a statue
We
of a
got
pigeon.
a
gotta play
cast
catch up.
iron
Yeah.
pigeon.
You got some work to do. You got work cut out for you.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah, just letting them land on your head like a psycho.
Not feeding them whilst feeding
Yeah.
them.
I believe you, Aaron. Don't worry.
Maybe Aaron has some lice or something and they were eating that.
Ew, dude.
Yeah, speaking of things on the podcast that
Misquoted.
misquoting.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, Aaron Azar is basically covered in lice.
You're like, I said rice. I said rice. I was feeding them rice.
Yeah.
Let the record state.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I mean, she does have kids in elementary school. It's not out of the question.
Yeah.
I know. Well, didn't you have lice when you were a kid, Meg?
No.
They had
What the F?
They did have an outbreak at They did have an outbreak at my kid's school.
Just spreading rumors.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah. See, and you know what's funny? The boys had no shame about getting lice. You, like, if you gotten lice, that was like a sign of being a
You were the
loser.
dirty kid.
Is that one of those things that sounds incredibly gross but isn't that bad in
no,
theory?
it's
Oh,
disgusting.
Okay, here's what they're doing. You got things
No,
living
okay,
in your
we
hair,
need to-
laying eggs.
This
and
podcast
then
has
they
gone on too long.
feed
We're
off the
talking
dead
about lice.
skin in your.
But if they were chickens, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
If they were laying
Chicken eggs in your hair would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Plus,
and
it's hard to
useful.
get hold of, so now people would probably pay for your.
I feel like
hair.
you could use that in a dish if you needed to. Like,
chicken hair.
Like caviar. No, like caviar.
Am I allowed to walk off of this set?
You could do whatever you'd like. Meg.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. Spreading that rumor about you, Meg.
Yeah.
It's not
She
true.
also had a full retainer and Holly Hobby dresses.
Okay. Is that true?
No.
Oh.
All right, I'm out.
All right, wait. What was the nerdiest thing you did wear?
She wasn't even a nerd. You were cool.
She was, but you still had to do some.
You were
nerdy
still like a
stuff.
13-year-old awkward. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I had braces. That was probably the worst.
Oh, in second grade, I was like really into turtlenecks, and that's what I would wear.
What? It's second grade?
Yeah. I think I was pretty.
Detective Robbie on the job.
And I would wear for like a whole winter. That's all I wore.
That's so weird because my boys would wear shorts during the winter. Like
Yeah.
yours made sense because turtleneck would actually
Yeah.
keep you warm. The boys, remember, like I used to get
Yeah,
in the fights.
shorts, t-shirts all the time.
Yeah,
I'd wear like under t-shirts and stuff, like just no matter what. That was the base layer.
That's the base layer.
Wow.
With sweatpants.
we get some photos?
With sweatpants, by the way.
Do you have photos?
I did. Yeah, I'll show you.
All right, next time
I'll bring
bring
it
them
in
in.
next time.
It'll be show and tell.
All right. Cool.
All right. That's it for today. It was a lot of
Is it? I
nonsense.
don't know.
I think so.
Was that enough, people?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Ma.
Hello, Robin.
Try Element.
Get a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna tuck run, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop. D-R